Hello everybody. Today we are in a pretty special place. One that I just recently discovered. If you remember the video that I done, the Advent Church with the really old graveyard, the sign up front mentions worshiping in Glen Springs, South Carolina. Well, I'm in Glen Springs, South Carolina. And this is the adjoining cemetery to the Advent Church. This is the Calvary Cemetery. And here is Patra Smith, wife of Dr. W.F. Smith, born January 13th, 1866 and died 1948. But look at all the people with her. Arlene Smith, born 1899. Clement Smith, 1885. Christopher Smith, 1850. Flora Smith, 1857. Keith Smith, 1879. Robert Smith, 1890. And Robert Smith was a member of the American Legion. That's pretty interesting. That's an organization that I'm familiar with because I'm also a member. Adriana Elizabeth Cates, beloved wife of Robert Allen Cates, born in 1827. 1827. The souls of the righteous are in the hand of God, and there shall no torment touch them. I just love these old epitaphs and headstones. There's one right back over here in the Smith plot that I want to share with you because it's not something you see very often, especially in cemeteries this old. Can y'all read that? Mammy Adeline. What do you think that means? If we look at the other side of it, it was Adeline Anderson, born February 14th, 1846, died April 7th, 1916. I'm going to say that she was a mammy. She was a black child's caregiver. That would have been her job. In that time frame, it's rare to see them in, I don't want to say predominantly white graveyard, but it is. For some reason, Americans seem to think that you had to segregate cemeteries too. I don't know why. When you die, you die. Nobody's better than anybody else in death. Nobody's better than anybody else in life. Mary J. Burroughs, born 1822, died 1893. Infant son, born 1884. Here's the Boggs family plot. And Dorothy has some form of flag holder on her grave. Dorothy was born July the 28th, 1910, died September 6th, 1974, and she is daughters, excuse me, of the American Revolution. You see that? You don't see that very often. Don't see it very often. Somebody has been in here and mowed the lawn. Left all the grass clippings on headstones, but at least they thought enough to mow the lawn and trim around headstones. Here's some Smiths in this graveyard. Step around the gate here. Here is Ensign John Fletcher Houston, U.S. Naval Reserve Force, enlisted for the World War, May 26, 1917. Trained on the USS South Carolina, commissioned in Annapolis, September the 7th in 1918. He was born in Chicago on October the 11th, 1897, and died in Albuquerque, June 22nd, 1923. And he has an American Legion plaque in his grave. And here is William Dixon Fowler. And he served in East James Battery, that would be Charleston, in the 3rd South Carolina Rectory, Kershaw's Brigade, Confederate States Army. So, one thing to note here in this cemetery that you don't really see very often anymore, but it happens. You notice there's corner posts and a gate, nothing in between it. Grave robbing's real. There's a market for that old wrought iron stuff around graves and cemeteries, and okay, no, I'm officially stumped. This is something I have never seen ever in my life anywhere, even before I started doing this graveyard stuff. These are for sale signs marking 2 grave plots that somebody wants to sell, and they've marked them for sale. Never seen that. Just so you know, my father was a landscaper for many, many years. And I've been in many, many graveyards over the years, because we were contracted to mow those graveyards. Pierce West, Private First Class Company C, 118th Infantry, World War I. No flag. What's up with the no flag thing, I wonder? I've visited a lot of graveyards here recently with veterans everywhere and no flag. Or if they do have a flag, it's in tatters. And if it's not in tatters, it's on the ground. Jefferson D. Chapman, Company B, 1st South Carolina Infantry, Spanish-American War. No flag. What gives with the flag thing? These here are the Zimmermans. And it has been sprayed. I don't know. The gate's still open. So why? Sacred in the memory of Lawrence Mausoleum, son of J.C. and S.P. Zimmerman, who departed this life September 28, 1860, aged 16 years. Blessed are the pure in the heart, for they shall see God. Here is John Zimmerman, the father, aged 22 years. He fell in defense of the South on June the 30th, 1862, near Richmond, Virginia. He who puts his trust in God is more than the conqueror. So, when you're in these cemeteries and graveyards, walking around and looking. Be respectful and don't walk over the top of graves. No, it's not going to hurt anything, but it is disrespectful. Here's a cradle grave, children's grave. I'm going to assume that so is this one. Kathleen Arlene, aged 3 years and 5 months. Olin Daniel, another son of John C. Zimmerman, October 16th, 1834, aged 3 years and 9 months. So, anyway, I thought I would bring you this cemetery because it ties into the Advent cemetery that we've already done. And there's a third one. And I'm not sure of the location on the third one. I want you to know that I am diligently searching for that third location. And when I find it, I'll bring it to you. If you enjoy what I do, consider subscribing. Leave me a like, a comment, anything to help drive the channel, to maybe reach out to some people who do enjoy this kind of stuff, you know? Anyway, till we meet again, see you on the next one. Thank you. What? You didn't think we was going to do a cemetery and not include the church, did you? I hope not. This is Calvary Episcopal Church, parish established 1848, church built in 1896. It is still in use. Very beautiful place. Let's see what their sign says. It says Calvary Church. The Reverend John D. McCulloch was the first rector of this Episcopal church, which was established in 1848. The original building, consecrated in 1850, stood at the cemetery about a half mile to the north. The congregation's present house of worship was consecrated in 1897 by Bishop Ellison Capers. So on this side it says Glen Springs, recognized by the Indians for the healing qualities of its mineral waters. Nearby, Glen Springs became a popular summer resort when the Glen Springs Company bought the land from John Glenn, there's a name for you, in 1838 and built a large hotel. This stood until it burned in 1941. In the spa's heyday, its bottled waters were shipped far and wide. So, if you will remember, or maybe you don't, maybe you should go back and watch this video where it talks about the Reverend John D. McCulloch, because this is not the only Episcopal church that he was the first rector of. It's the second one. So it's pretty unique. And coming soon will be this stuff across the street. That's a general store. And it's still open today. Not currently, but it was when I come down to do the graveyard. So anyway, hope to catch you on the next one. Thank you.